And now, as we were saying, we go back to Yunus Soner, our special envoy in Caracas. He is currently at the Anti-Fascist International Festival going on. So we go to you, Yunus. How's everything over there?
Hello, good afternoon again from the Carlota Convention Center. As you mentioned, more than 2,000 delegates have arrived here to this festival, to this World Festival, which has started with Executive Vice President Delcy Rodriguez's speech in the afternoon. Now there are the working groups taking place on different matters: women, youth, students, native people, workers, social communication, as well as the parliamentarian groupings of the Anti-Fascist International are taking place. And here with me, I'm guessing that I have the guest, the participant, who traveled the longest time to attend this festival here. Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed Lutfi bin Mohammed Nur. Can you please explain me where have you come from and how long did it take you to arrive in Caracas?
Well, thank you first of all for inviting me. And I'm from Malaysia, so it's all over. It's in Asia, and in Malaysia to here we have to take 3 transits. First of all is from Kuala Lumpur Airport to Abu Dhabi, and that took around 8 hours something, and then Abu Dhabi to Madrid, and then Madrid to Caracas. So overall, with the transiting hours and also at the flight hours, it was around 44 hours or 24 hours plus 20 hours.
44 hours of travel.
Yes.
Okay, so how is your impression of the event's first day? It will continue until the 11th, but what's your first impression here?
Yeah, my first impression is it's a very great and grand event because it actually unites a lot of delegates around the world. We have here, from what I observe, we have from Cameroon, we also have from other African regions and countries, also encompassing of Asia, and also there are certain from Europe. So I can say that it's almost the whole world here at this program today, and this is very extracurricular and very great because it's not easy to actually take in a lot of delegates. And when I first arrived, what I saw was that from one country there aren't necessarily 4, 3 or 2 or even 1 delegate. There must be at least more than 4 delegates. So it's an impressive event on how they can get all these people here in this event today.
I would like to talk with you about a certain issue of which I know that Malaysia rightly is very concerned about. Now, this Congress deals with fascism, it deals with neo-fascism, it deals with Zionism, but there is also the other issue in terms of thoughts, if you will, which is emerging, especially in the West, which is Islamophobia. What do you think about this, and should it be included into the agenda of this festival and its documents?
Surely Islamophobia is one of the issues that has been going around, not just within this generation of the 2000s generation, even it has been in World War II or even before. So I believe it's one of the ancient principles or ancient things that should have been propagated. And this very much concerns with anti-fascists because Islam is a religion that is practiced by the second largest population in the whole world, and it should be accepted as a religion of peace because Islam itself means peace, and Islam itself propagates in our Quran for us to not wage war, for us to be kind to those who are in need, to give donations to the poor, to help those who are weak, and also to share wealth with those who are needed. So Islam, if it is understood in a very right and correct definition, Islamophobia shouldn't be at there. And also the conduct of the Muslim, from what I believe, if they are conducting the way that the Quran and Sunnah ask us to do, it would not complicate others, or it would not give a false misrepresentation of the true definition of Islam to non-Muslims particularly. And I believe that's for the first part. That is why Islamophobia has been created and formed. I believe it should, this thing all correlates to understanding of people, because humans, if they don't understand certain things, they will assume and they will make certain conclusions. Whereas Islam, even if we see in the past, in the days of Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, when we liberated Palestine, and also in the days of Muhammad al-Fatih, when we liberated Constantinople, we did no bloodshed, we did no killing of bloodshed. What I mean was killing of old people or people who are in the Quran that we cannot actually kill. So that is what Islam actually truly means. I have a lot of friends actually. In Malaysia, we have three main races, which is Chinese, Indian, and we live harmoniously, especially with the most dominant race in Malaysia, which is Malaysia. And why can we live positively is because the values of Islam that we practice allows us to have that harmonious life. And that is evident in Malaysia, how we can pleasure 60 years, more than 60 years of independence as a majority Muslim people in the government, how we can lead, but also leading in the right way and without breaching any peace or harmony within the population of multiracial and multi-religious people.
I would like to ask you specifically about the context, the regions where Islamophobia is emerging, which is mostly the Western countries, European countries. What do you think is the danger lying underneath of it? Where can that lead to, as my final question? What do you think is the dangerous position there?
Sorry, if you mean...
What is the danger that Islamophobia presents to Western world specifically?
Islamophobia is mostly misinterpreted as a terrorist movement or too fanatic Muslims towards their religion, but this imposes fright and also fear in the Western community, especially in recent events that has been happening in Western or also in Palestine. But if we see the killings happening here today, most of it is currently happening in Syria and also in Palestine, which are Muslim countries who should be given the opportunity to actually be an equal state. As in Palestine right now, until today, a lot of countries do not recognize Palestine as a sovereign country, and they recognize Israel as a sovereign country. So this is a misinterpretation in which, from my personal view, the Western likes to label it as Islamophobic just to cover up or to blanket the atrocities and also the genocide that has been happening in Palestine and also in majority Muslim countries. So for me, myself, I do not condone or I do not support any killings of any kind from any group or parties, but it is important for us to always uphold humanity. And this is the thing that should have been propagated in Western, which is the right of living, the principle of humanism, and not to blanket all this under one particular term called Islamophobic or anti-Semitic. We should move on to the principles of humanity, and that is the goal that all of us should see and should have the common ground on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In that context, it is worth underlining that the Executive Vice President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, mentioned exactly that in her speech, she stated that the mission of this Anti-Fascist International is to defend humanity against division, to defend humanity against hatred. And here, with the contribution of our guest from Malaysia, who flew, once again, 44 hours from Malaysia to Venezuela to attend this meeting, we see a connection between Zionism, between fascism, between Islamophobia as well, which are different shapes of divisive, hatred-causing ideologies. So these topics are being discussed and will be discussed in this World Festival of Anti-Fascist International that will last until January 11th. You have the word. Thank you.
Thank you, Yunus. It's so good to hear from you and all the information from the Anti-Fascist Festival underway in Caracas. And so important as an opportunity, as you were saying, to discuss all of these issues that are worldwide issues with such amount of guests, international guests that are here. And this international gathering is underway in Caracas, and that is also another important aspect of understanding what is happening in Venezuela at this moment. So I thank you and our guest as well, of course.